Hello everybody, my name is William Butler. Among the many hobbies that I occupy my free time with, one is that I'm an arachnophile, a person with an intense interest in spiders, not to be confused with an arachnologist, which is an actual educated scientist. We'll begin with a brief history on my interest in the subject. A few years ago at work I discovered a black widow spider. It was the first one I had ever actually seen and I became fascinated by it. Keeping that spider resulted in photographs, leading to my backyard to discover different spiders that demanded photos of their own. That warranted identification, guiding me to better equipment. I then began keeping tarantulas. More spiders led to better pictures, prompting me to design a website, in turn leading to school presentations, and finally bringing us together to share in this information today. Although my demographic is usually 1st to 4th graders, it has been my experience that just about everybody, whether they like them or not, has a genuine interest in finding out more information about these nifty little guys. Therefore, along with this slideshow I put together of some of the many photos I have taken, I thought it would be fun to share with you some basic information about the most common spiders that you will encounter in the United States. Although variants within species are vast, these are the most widespread and frequently seen. If you take the time to delve into this regularly overlooked world that happens right before our eyes, a new appreciation may emerge for these intriguing, misunderstood little comrades. First, we have the aptly named common American house spider, species Peristeatota tapadoriorum. You can find these in every single U.S. state. Its body without legs is roughly the size of the average adult human pinky nail. It is easy to identify by its plump teardrop-shaped rear, which is brown in color with varying darker patterns. Its legs are long with black bands around them. They can be found hanging upside down in the center of their cob-style web, which is a messy, tangled snare of individual silk strands, where they wait patiently to feed on captured prey. They dwell in caves, corners, crevices, garages, basements, sheds, behind furniture, etc. These spiders are completely harmless. They keep to themselves and will drop and run if bothered. They are beneficial to have around as they eat numerous insect pests, including other spiders. The cellar spider, species Pholcus phalangioides, can also be found in every U.S. state. Its size, habitat, and behavior closely follow that of the American house spider. It has a long, thin, cylindrical body that has a translucent tan appearance. Its legs are extremely thin and long with dark bands around them. It is a pest destroyer. It can even overpower black widows. This perpetuated a popular urban legend that it is the most venomous spider in the world, but its fangs are too small to penetrate human skin, which is completely false. Not only is it harmless to humans, its venom isn't even very potent as far as spider venom goes. In Europe, they call this a daddy longleg. What we call a daddy longleg in the US isn't even a spider, is also completely harmless, and further adds to the confusion. The spotted orb weaver, species Neoscona crucifera, is available in 42 U.S. states excluding the upper Northwest. It can get quite large, with the body size alone reaching 3/4 of an inch. Its abdomen is a very large oval shape that tapers at the rear. It is beige to rusty orange in color with a pale cross-shaped pattern on its back, although it is not always present. The legs are thick and spiny with varying color bands around them. These can be found hanging face down in the center of their orb-style web, which you might envision as the traditional spider web design. Here it waits to feed on captured flying insects. The web can be as big as 2 feet and can be found in the eaves of homes, awnings, light posts, and tree lines. This spider is harmless and plays a huge role in controlling flying insect populations. It weaves its web at night, tears it down in the morning, eats the web for protein, hides in the day, and begins again every evening. It is an impressive treat to watch one construct its masterpiece. The wolf spider, species Tigrosa annexa, is available in every state in the continental U.S. This is one of the biggest spiders that you will encounter in America, with a body size reaching 1 1/4 inches. The body is bulky, a shade of brown or gray with darker bands along it. Its legs are thick and may appear furry. Its eyes are clearly visible as it can see quite well, and it can also move quite fast for short bursts. This is a hunting spider that stalks and physically attacks anything that it can overcome for food. They can be found resting under still objects or on the prowl in any low-lying area, which makes it no surprise that they are frequently seen scurrying across the floors of homes. This creeps many people out, but a potential bite would be a mild annoyance and not a concern. An interesting aside is that this is the only spider that attends to its young, which piggyback on the mother in large numbers for a period of time, an interesting sight to behold. The white-banded crab spider, species Misumenoides formicipes, can be found in every state in the continental U.S. It is also the size of a human pinky nail. Its body is shaped like a guitar pick and is white, yellow, or light brown in color with sparse dark markings. The back legs are short and squatty, while the front legs are long and stout and held outstretched in the same manner as a crab holds its claws. It also moves sideways in a similar fashion to a crab. This is an ambush spider that camouflages itself in the center of a flower for a surprise attack on anything that happens by. They will be seen in gardens, flowers, herbs, shrubs, and pastures. This is one of the few spiders that can change its color over a number of days to mimic the hue of its flower. These are neat-looking, harmless little guys. The bull jumping spider, species Phidippus audax, is present in every U.S. state. Their body size can grow as big as 3/4 of an inch. This is a short, stocky black spider that appears furry, with a red, white, or orange triangle on its back which occasionally resembles a heart. The legs are short, thick, and hairy, having varying colored bands on them, while the jaws are a shiny metallic green or blue. The eyes are very visible and resemble binoculars as they have excellent eyesight. They move in a very curious robotic fashion and can suddenly spring some distance in the fashion of a flea. It is a hunting spider that is always on the prowl for other insects and spiders that it can overcome for food. It will jump and pounce with amazing accuracy. It can be found on walls, fences, rocks, gardens, and vegetation. They are harmless, wonderful creatures that will actually interact with you. They are one of the best spiders to photograph. The grass spider, species Agelenopsis poterii, can be found all over the continental U.S. and is also a fairly large spider. It has an elongated oval rear that tapers to its end, where there are two long spinnerets that are clearly visible. Its color is light brown with dark markings and an almost reddish tint. There are two dark bands in V-type patterns along its body. They are often confused with wolf spiders, but are actually quite different. They live in sheet webs, a solid blanket of silk with a funnel retreat in the corner. It will wait at the opening of its shelter and shoot out like lightning when prey stumbles upon its web. You can find these low to the ground, in grass, shrubs, and corners of man-made structures. This is a harmless spider that is very shy and non-aggressive. They will quickly retreat at the first sign of you. I will conclude with the only two potentially harmful spiders in the United States that everyone should be aware of. Bringing us full circle to the creature that began this journey, we have the infamous black widow, species Lectrodectus mactans. Types of this species can be found in 39 U.S. states. They can get quite plump. It is unmistakable to identify. It is the only high-gloss shiny black spider that you will encounter. It is quite leggy and hangs upside down in its cob-type web, where you can clearly see a distinctive bright red or orange hourglass shape, which is always present. Other red spots may or may not be present. The web is unbelievably strong and pliable. If you touch a web and it does not break easy, be cautious. They dwell close to the ground, behind piles, in buckets, behind storage, crevices, old shoes, or any other undisturbed items. They are very timid and non-aggressive. They sometimes play dead if disturbed. However, if you accidentally reach into an unseen web, you may get bit. Bite reactions vary, but muscle groups are attacked and cramping can be extreme. Flu-like symptoms can occur, and there is an unlikely 1% chance of death. Finally, we have the notorious brown recluse spider, species Loxosceles reclusa, which can only be found in 19 U.S. states. The body is about the size of a pinky nail. Its color is a smooth brown or tan color, while the legs are quite long and colored the same. Its body is an oval shape, and its head will have a distinctive dark pattern that is shaped like a violin. The violin base points toward the mouth, with the neck of the violin pointing toward the rear. The eyes are a dead giveaway, 3 sections of 2 eyes in a downward pointing triangle. The eyes with the violin look remarkably like a human skull from the front. They will fold themselves to fit into tight spaces. Boxes, old clothes, rags, old shoes, under stones, behind boards and bookcases, pretty much any storage situation. People think every brown spider is a brown recluse, but they are very distinctive. In less than 10% of bites, this spider's venom can cause complications producing open, growing skin lesions, in extremely rare cases, fatality. This spider is shy and reclusive, as its name implies. Bites occur by accident. For example, by reaching for one unknowingly, or if one is in clothing and you put it on. There are endless urban legends about them, and they are just that, urban legends, blown up exaggerations. Bites are grossly misdiagnosed and not nearly as common as claimed. The brown recluse is the scapegoat of spiders. In conclusion, this journey into a realm of mysterious, misunderstood, misjudged arachnids is not unlike a similar journey I explored earlier in life, both perpetuating the meaning of things are not always as they seem. If you wipe away the cobwebs figuratively, and in this case literally, you might just uncover something extraordinary.